God, I swear I'm putting on weight. What? This is the first video of 2022. Oh, shit. Welcome to KillCo Whiskey Musings. My name is Brian. And welcome to the beginning of 2022 and my first video for this year. Whatever shall it be? Well, a Midwinter's Night Dram, bottled by High West Distillery, Park City, Utah. This is Act 9, Scene 3, 49.3% alcohol by volume, 98.6 proof. It's covered with plastic on the top. I'm gonna edit this. But before I do, I would like to thank my patrons on Patreon. By the way, I have a Patreon, link down below. Alright, they got a little strip here. Maybe I won't edit this out. Okay. That wasn't so bad. First one of 2022. It's gonna be amazing. I have no idea. Oh, that was really good.
Haha, yes.
This hasn't gotten any easier, I gotta admit. Oh, cling clang. There we go. Oh, that should. Okay. We're good. Oh. Now, starting off the new year with one being a little cold. If you haven't noticed, the heat in my apartment isn't quite working properly, so burr, also space heater. Lucky to have a space heater. And I'm trying to minimize these videos. I've been doing these for a couple of years now, and I want to bring these down to a tasting experience that is short and sweet, and mostly just what I think, and hopefully you'll agree, and if not, that's fine too. We're going to have 3 phases. There's going to be 1, the color, 2, the nose, 2, the nose, 3, the taste, and the finish. Those both are the same thing in my mind, so they are strung together in that way. Now, usually I just hold this up, but look at that. That is a beautiful color right there. It's dark amber, almost copper. I like it. Now we go to the nose. Wow. Clean glass. Still, I'll fix that someday. Not today. Probably not this year. While I'm trying to get my head around this nose, I will tell you a few things that I am aware of about this whiskey. First, it is non-chill filtered, a blend of straight rye whiskeys, 2 mash bills, one from MGP and one from High West. The MGP mash bill is 95% rye and 5% malt, and the High West is 80% rye and 20% malt. And to clarify, malt means malted barley. It was aged in New Char American white oak and finished in French oak port barrels. Very fancy. I am not receiving the typical rye notes I would expect from this. Also, it's been a hot minute since I've done a video, so I just have maybe forgotten how to do this entirely. We'll see. I'm getting a bit of the French oak influence. It's something I've experienced with Maker's 46, especially Maker's 46 cask strength. They have some French oak stuff in there, and it's amazing. Gives it a raisin or a plum note. And it's funny that I'm getting that first, since this is mostly rye. You'd think that would be the dominant experience at the moment, but it doesn't seem to be. I'm trying to find out where that rye went, since I wouldn't expect that French oak to have such a hefty influence. Something a bit chalky about it. Like a classroom eraser? That's peculiar. This might be what I liked about this initially. I've had this before, the Midwinter Night's Dram, but it was a different release. This was 2 years ago, probably. And even though this is such a high rye content, it's not giving me those dominant rye notes, even with it being partially MGP, that I'm accustomed to, and I enjoy that, honestly. There's a subtleness to it that I like. The alcohol isn't overwhelming either. I expect a little more, punch. Thankfully, this is very easy to nose. There's no, too much alcohol burn. Thinking of mulled wine, walnuts, dark chocolate. Ah, there we go. Finally got a little bit of that pepper. A little bit of tingle in the nose there. I'm going to assume it's from the barrel influence. Not a lot on the nose right now. Again, the funny thing about whiskey is sometimes it's your mood, sometimes it's the time of day, and it is not early. But for the most part, I know I've liked this before, and I'm hoping to like it again. On to the palate and the finish. Oh, wait. Right there. Every time. Now, with whiskey, in my case, I find it difficult to analyze and get a lot out of it unless I'm holding it in my tongue for a minute, which does take some practice. You have to get used to the alcohol burn, and usually, since I'm just taking a sip initially, I just want to experience it. And that's it. Don't try very hard not to think about it. Doesn't always work, but I can tell you a little about the finish. It's just a little bit dry at the end. The palate, I'm not quite sure yet. We're going to try right now. Ooh, it's syrupy. I didn't expect that. Proof is not strong. A little bit of pepper. kind of shifts. It shifted twice. Getting a bit of that, what did I say, raisins or plums or figs. Only slightly. Again, it's not really drinking like a rye. It's got that little peppery spiciness, but none of those crazy rye notes. And when I say crazy rye notes, I mean typically black licorice, eucalyptus, that sort of thing are popping out. And as I have said numerous times, this is reminding me of a different rye, one over my shoulder, which you cannot see. I leave it here just so I can reference this. It's reminding me of Pikesville, and as you can see here, we have another Midwinter Night's Dram. And this is a special release, meaning it only comes out once a year, usually in the winter time like now. And since we're in the winter, and right now it is very cold out, hey Google, what is the temperature outside right now?
It's currently minus 12 degrees.
Yeah, it's cold. 12 degrees Celsius, that is. And of course, the fan in my apartment would get busted right now when it's super cold. Yay! Whiskey keeps you warm. Technically. No, it doesn't. Don't drink whiskey if you're cold. Oh yeah. The texture on this is great. And just a little bit of that peppery spice. Again, I'm thinking of mulled wine. Shouldn't be surprising considering. I'm always perplexed by ryes like this. I feel there should be so much more to it. But for my palate anyway, since the rye is not so upfront and, punch you in the face, it mellows out a lot. The palate of this is really nice. It's making me think of, mulled wine, a comfortable thing. The alcohol burn is non-existent. I'm seeming to remember why I liked it. It's just pleasant. As at this time of year, at this temperature especially, it's comforting. It's not aggressive. It's comforting. Yeah, it's the weirdest thing. I'm getting all these notes from mulled wine. Not that I drink mulled wine very often, but it's clove, it's cinnamon, it's a deep, rich red wine, orange. Those are all in this. It's official. The Midwinter Night's Dram is the mulled wine of whiskeys, which is good. I do like mulled wine, and that's saying something since typically I do not like red wines. But mulled wine during the winter months, oh, so good. Star anise is also in this, anise is often used to describe high rye whiskey as well. It's very slight though. It's not overpowering at all. And those have been my tasting notes. What I enjoy doing at this point is looking at the website or finding some more information about it that is technically official and seeing what they thought about their own product. In this case, we have the sensory notes. I like that. Nose, brandy cherries, fig jam, sun-dried raisins, dried orange peel, baking spices, French oak toast. That sounds a lot like mulled wine to me. The taste, quince paste, strawberry rhubarb crumble, vanilla caramel, molasses, toffee, leather. Oof. Leather? Yeah. Rhubarb crumble sounds amazing. Molasses. That's something I missed easily. That's probably the texture of it is really thick and rich. Syrupy, as I mentioned. That leather note is very obvious now. And the finish, which I didn't say what the finish was, except maybe it was a little dry at the end. Mulling spices. What the hell?
Yes.
Candied dates, black pepper, hint of spearmint. Spearmint. I thought bay leaves for some odd reason. That doesn't seem right at all, but spearmint, yes. There you have it. Video complete. 2022 officially started. Well, this has been a very pleasant surprise. I'll probably pour more of this as the beginning of the year starts because, god damn, it's cold. As always, live long and prosper. Don't forget to be awesome. And I'll see you out there. Thank you for joining me on KillCo Whiskey Musings. You can find my social media and Patreon in the links below. Be sure to like, subscribe, and I'll see you next time.